I'm sorry, I can't. I'm getting old. I can't hear you. That's right.
The importance of having to set the tone early tonight, 21 something run after that first quarter, and really, Jeff, how key was it?
I mean, I felt like they never really went away till the end. I never felt like, oh, the game is really pivoted to the left and now we're good. You know, toward the end, it started to move in that direction, but I really never felt comfortable. You know, the run that you're speaking about, I kind of remember it, but I don't think it had the impact that you capitalized on and we took off from there. It was a game for the large majority of the game.
Coach Tobias really made a lot of big plays on both ends of the floor. How do you feel like his defense is really coming along there as moving forward?
I think he's moving completely in the right direction. We talk lots about two things, just like that maniacal competitive effort, you know, as a team, not Tobias. And he always brings it. He's an incredibly prideful defensive player. Then it gets down into kind of the sophisticated part of defense of game plan, you know, knowing your personnel. What are we doing on DeMar? What are we doing on DeMarcus? Patty Mills in the game. Are we going to try to blitz him? It's multi-layered from a scouting perspective, and so then you combine that effort and that competitive drive which he has with the intellect of a game plan, and the two collide and produce team defense. And I think that he's doing really well, morphing into like a holistic defensive player.
Did you all seem patient and collected to you tonight?
He did. I was glad that we didn't play him as many minutes as we normally do. I think that, I don't even know why I'm saying this, it felt like that. Like I thought that he was steady. Yeah, nice and steady. I agree.
As he got in foul trouble in that second and third quarter, pretty early in the quarter, Al and Ben seemed to have stepped up and sort of taken control of the game. Is that what Al's really here for those kind of moments?
I think, I mean, I'll say of course, but it's hard to do that, and he did do that. He was our bell ringer tonight. Al Horford was our bell ringer tonight. I thought that he bounced back from some games that, like he probably don't feel like he had some of his best games, and to me he's always had like an amazing kind of presence, despite what this stat sheet says. And tonight he maintained like that leadership and toughness and veteran, and produced on a stat sheet. And you know, we win. So for him, it's a really good night. And yes, like that's what we're hoping when you go sign Al Horford.
Brad, what'd you make of the overall shooting profile tonight? I think 26 3-pointers is below your season average, but there's a lot of mid-range stuff that was falling earlier.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I pay attention to, you know, the 3-point attempts. I think, you know, Joe's the one that I'm trying to really, you know, not have him float as much. Like I don't want him floating as much. I want him at the rim. I want him in the paint. So like this, and he happens to be one of our best 3-point shooters. But I think the 3-point shooting, you know, is something that we do try to find him, but we get to the rim a lot. We get to the paint a lot, and so sometimes you don't have the volume that you kind of hope.
Brett, how do you feel to be the coach of a team that's at top 2, his worst losing streak this career?
He would say the same thing. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. It doesn't affect me. I love him. He knows that. I think you know that the phase of the team, the stage of the team, sort of like where he is placed. He coaches hard. He moves on, and you know, inflicting whatever we might have inflicted tonight. I do remember that looking up at a scoreboard here not many years ago and looking at, like, I was trying to do the math. I think we were down 50. And so, you know, I don't really have any reaction to your question, I suppose.
Five stars in double figures plus for a full defense as well. Just about the overall offensive flow. I don't know how key was it tonight.
One more time.
5 guys in double figures, 5 starters plus for a come off the bench with other team. Just talk about the offense and how it kind of spread out tonight.
I mean, I thought our offense was pretty good. I thought James and Furk, Furk started, but I think, I'm always looking at Furk and James as sort of people that we brought off the bench. I thought those two guys did a good job. I thought, like, we were efficient in a lot of, the guys executed a lot of the play call type stuff well. I was proud of that. I think that our turnovers, Joe, I think had 4 and Ben 5 or 4 and 5, we're always trying to bring that down. I feel like when I look at the turnovers, I never just go to the number, it's always the how. And we tried to force the post a lot and produced a lot of those turnovers, on high-lows when they're fronting, when we can like fake it and punish a corner. But I think in general, we played pretty good offense, and I thought we did a pretty good job of executing our play calls.
Brett, so Tobias only took 2 shots the other night against the Knicks in the second half. Tonight it seemed like he was a lot more aggressive, a lot more intent on getting his looks. Did you see that tonight, and is that something you really would like to see more of?
I mean, I said what I said many times. I want him to find the rim. I want him to always think score. Are you open on a flare? Shoot it. You're 6'9". If they close you out hot, like, can you put it on the floor, go catch, go stuff, and scrape or sweep and go by somebody, body ball, and look to dunk or drop off. But it's born out of find the rim. And then, you got a green light, and it's a jump shooter, it's a driver, it's a drop-off guy, it's a proactive downhill mentality. And that's what we need from him. That's what I'm trying to grow and always encourage. He's a very selfless player to begin with, so it's not, always like, he's not a pig scorer. He's not that at all, and I want him to be aggressive. I thought tonight, he tried to impact the game in several ways with that attack mentality.
When James has a night like he did tonight, shooting 5 of 6, or Mike the other night 4 of 6 from deep, does it give you a sense of comfort or excitement to see your bench mates doing that stuff?
And to win in the NBA, you better have that. Otherwise, it's just there's not going to be enough contribution, I don't think. Even if you have some good games from most people, you're going to need that contribution off the bench, bottom line. And really, if you get granular, I think you're going to need contribution from behind the 3-point line. You're going to need to make some threes. And I'm happy how we did that.
Brett, you noted Ben taking control last game. I wonder how you assess his game tonight.
I thought defensively he did some great things. Like when he sits down and he level, the term I use is level. When he sits down and can level, DeMar, and like chest him and beat him to a spot and level him off. I thought defensively he had some tremendous like two, 3-step slides on leveling. How we played him, we went under some pick and rolls, and so trying to beat him at a spot and chest up and level, I thought stood out in pick and roll defense. I think that his pace and his just activity, I see him growing completely from a leadership perspective as much as what we might see in the game. They went out and they started fouling him. He missed his first few, and I didn't blink either. He went to the line, and I was prepared to live with that. And to his credit, he started making some after that first wave.
Close it down, Serena.
My question was related to Ben's defense, but that play where Ben and James both go up for the rebound for turnover, but the next play, James comes out, denies Pearl and gets that steal. What does that say about how he can flip that switch? It was like he was going to make sure that he was going to get that back.
I mean, I see it in him. When he missed some free throws, it didn't surprise me like he was going to come back and make some. It's he doesn't melt. Ben Simmons does not melt, and I think that there's an inner strength and confidence that I see at a young age that he bounces back. And whether it's that or what I just said and many other instances I can point to, I think that's his spirit. I think that's his nature. It's how he's wired. And you have to be in this league. You really have to be if you want to attain the success that we and he hope to maintain and grow on. Thank you.